How would you like to help out the Chattanooga Area Food Bank and win a pair of really neat polarized sunglasses? We'll tell you how you can do just that coming up this half hour. Also, we'll continue our discussion with June Pewitt from the UT Extension Office, the safe and proper way to can those fruits and vegetables, and details on how you can protect yourself from some contaminated surfaces by using one of these items you see on the screen. We'll have all of that and more coming up this half hour. Stick around with us and let's chat.
Welcome to Let's Chat, the Tennessee Valley's premier show focusing on lifestyle and entertainment with Jess Raby and Chip Chapman, bringing you smart shopping tips, community events, and the newest trends. Now, let's chat.
Good morning, my friend, and thank you for joining us as we continue on Let's Chat. This is Tuesday, June 17th. Wow, getting into the final few days of springtime. Summer officially arrives on the calendar. 5:43 this Saturday afternoon, and Sunday, of course, the first full day of summer, and it is also Father's Day. Here's one of our favorite dads. It is Ted Gocke from J103 Radio. Ted is joining us on this Tuesday morning. Ted, top of the morning, sir.
Hey, Chip. Good morning. I'm actually on staycation this week, so
really?
From my living room here at the house, and actually, you'll enjoy this. I put a pork butt on the smoker all night last night. My first overnight smoke.
And when is it going to come off the smoker?
It came off this morning at 5 o'clock and is now in the oven on 200, and we'll start pulling that at about 3 o'clock today if the plan goes as planned.
I can kill a couple of minutes here. You can go get it from the oven and show us what it looks like. You got it wrapped or unwrapped?
It is wrapped.
It is
wrapped
okay.
Up right now. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
You actually want to see it?
No, I'm just kidding. We'll try and do that here in just a few minutes, time permitting. Hey, everything going okay with you?
It is. We are 46 days away from JFest,
right?
Which you've heard, and I'm so glad to see all kinds of things starting to open back up and everything. Yeah. I know we're going to talk about Miss Parton here in a few minutes, and Dollywood's opening back up, and Lake Winnie and the aquarium and Rock City, and just all sorts of things are opening back up. And so that's always great news. People are so looking forward to that. And with JFest being 46 days away, it's going to be really cool. We're working with our health department, with our mayor's office in Hamilton County, and making sure that we're doing everything that we can to make sure that it's that we're following all of the guidelines.
One of the big top of mind questions is, in this day, this time we're living in of social distancing, how do you get a big crowd like you're going to have at JFest, yet still maintain the responsible social distancing?
Well, our venue there at the Tennessee River Park is 35,000. You can put 35,000 people in that area, and so we're limiting it to only a third of capacity, which will be right at 10,000.
Right.
So that means you have plenty of room to spread out. People bring their pop-up tents and their chairs and things, and they're able to spread out as much as they want.
Well, that's a good thing. Now, are the admission bracelets for JFest on sale yet? Is the availability on, well, I guess it seems like Ted's signal is frozen up, so we'll reboot, and maybe if Ted can still hear me while we're rebooting and he's Skyping back in, you can go to the oven and get that pork butt out, because you want to see it as much as I do. All right, Ted, you got your orders. Re-Skype, get the pork butt, hold it up to the camera, and the audience will be the judge of that. Meanwhile, while we are fixing that, we're going to talk about a couple of things that you may hear about around the water cooler this morning if you haven't already. You hear about this fertile turtle. Some are calling him a playboy turtle. Let me explain. This is Diego. Diego is 100 years old. Now, before this turtle was put on loan from the San Diego Zoo, the island of Hispaniola was down to just 14 of these turtles. Think about that, just 14. Now, thanks to Diego's heroic and some say romantic efforts, the island has now been repopulated with more than 2,000 of these tortoises. The Galapagos National Park Service estimates that Diego alone accounts for about 40% of that population. He's now able to retire after a career of perhaps the most desirable shell dweller of all time. Pretty cool story there. Ted, what do you think about Diego?
Well, I think he's really come out of his shell, and we're.
I
glad
opened
of
the door
that.
up to that one, didn't I?
I debated on whether to use that, but your wish is my command.
There are several other things we could have used. It's probably just as well that we didn't. All right.
That's right.
Now, you mentioned Dolly a moment ago, and of course, everyone knows here in Tennessee, we love us some Dolly Parton.
Yeah, in fact, she's actually recorded a duet with our JFest headliner, Zach Williams.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm all for putting Dolly Parton's statue in the state capitol.
Yeah, you look at what Dolly has done for not just Tennessee, but the entire music world. It's just her contributions, I'm not sure you could put a number on them. There's a petition circulating on change.com that will make Dolly a statue, replacing some of the Confederate statues that are certainly a big subject of discussion. The organizer says Dolly's heart and music have changed Tennessee and the world for the better, and that's just in music. And Ted, you know what she's done in the world of literacy? Sending
She
out
sure has.
millions
In fact,
of books.
I've been reading books just about every day on Facebook to kids, and Dolly Parton provides a lot of those books through the Imagination Library.
Yeah, she's, and I was telling Kay earlier this morning, I've been to a few CMA awards in Nashville where Dolly would get an award or present an award, go into the adjacent room to do the press briefing, and wow, you talking about the room getting quiet. Dolly can suck the oxygen out of the room and assume control like nobody I've ever seen.
Well, she's such a down-to-earth and a real person. It's like when you see Dolly, you're really meeting her. People that I know that know her are like, what you see is who she is.
Yeah.
She's that way. She doesn't put on a mask or be somebody that she's not. That's who she is.
She certainly is, and we are proud and happy that Dolly calls Tennessee home. All right, back to the JFest dates, and before the signal froze up a moment ago, I was asking, are the JFest admission bans now on sale?
They sure are, Chip. We never really stopped selling them. As you can imagine, they kind of slowed down a little bit.
Sure.
But the fact that we were able just to move our date from May 1st to August 1st, 46 days from now, enabled them to stay on sale. And so, again, we're limiting capacity to only a third of the venue. So don't wait. JFest.com is where you can get wristbands to see Zach Williams, who sang the duet with Dolly. Also, Danny Gocke, who was an American Idol alumni, and so was Colton Dixon. He's an American alumni. And we also have the Afters and Unspoken, Katie Hurst. There's a number of other bands. After the Fireworks, there will be Aaron Cole
lineup.
and No Big Deal if you like a little hip hop.
Save me a pair of those wristbands, my friend. Ted, as always, thank you for joining us. Send me a picture of that pork butt.
I'm
We got
holding it up
Oh,
right
look at
now.
that.